It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege of interviewing the Texas A&M International head women's basketball coach, Coach Jaida Williams. How are you doing today?
Good. I'm happy to be here. Happy to talk to you. First interview, actually second. We had a local interview, but first Zoom interview. So happy to be back.
Thank you. Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to get started in coaching in college women's basketball?
Oh gosh, that was so many years ago. Let me see if I can just rewind the Rolodex way that far back. I've always been passionate about the game of basketball. Clearly, I played, and I knew that I wanted to coach when my coach I played for, Paul Thomas, um, allowed me the opportunity to finish my degree while working as like a grad assistant for him. And I fell in love with the opportunity to coach basketball. So I've known forever that this is what I wanted to do.
What was that like going to Cal Poly Pomona and getting to play collegiate basketball?
It was, oh my God, it was everything. I think it was everything that I wanted. I wanted to play for a national championship coach in a national championship program. And that is what we had at Cal Poly Pomona. And I wanted the ability to know what that was like. And I probably learned my best life lessons working or coaching, playing under Paul Thomas.
What was that experience like putting on that uniform and representing them?
Everything. Broncos. I'm a Bronco through and through. I will be a Bronco forever. It was great. It was honestly, it was one of the best things ever. So,
During your time, as you talked about, what was that like competing for championships and national championships?
um, I mean, it's everything a competitor wants. I turned down Division 1 opportunities to be able to play for a national championship. So I think we're all doing this. I hope for that end goal in mind, and to be able to do that was absolute dream come true, an honor.
After your collegiate time, what was it like getting into be on the basketball side and being a director of operations?
Oh gosh. Well, I loved working for Lisa Bluter, Jan Jensen, and all the ones at Iowa. They were incredible people. Um, Being the director of operations probably was not my calling. But they were so kind and gracious. And, I learned probably more of what I needed to be a head coach at the University of Iowa in that Dobo position than I did anywhere else.
Of course, as a director of operations, what was it like learning from legendary Coach Lisa?
She's amazing. Always wanted to know everybody's thoughts. She's just a good lady. Like, she was just always an incredible woman, and I'm very lucky to have been on her coaching tree before she retired this season.
Of course, what were some of the things that you took over from her time that she taught you over to your coaching career?
I think just to be a good person, be consistent. Remember that we're in it for the student athlete experience, and to be kind, to be fair, to be competitive, to be prepared. She was the best at all of those.
How was your time like going to South Florida and being the assistant coach there?
The time at South Florida was fun. Jose Fernandez is literally one of the best coaches in the nation. And I absolutely love working for him. And of course, being in Tampa wasn't too rough either. So,
What was that experience like going to Santa Barbara and getting to coach there as an assistant coach?
oh, Lindsey Gottlieb, I just had the best coaching tree ever. I just want to throw that out there. So when I name drop, just know I coached with some goats in this game. To be able to coach at UC Santa Barbara was like coaching in paradise. Like it's beautiful. We won 2 championships there. We participated in the WNIT. Um, it was fun. I learned a lot. I think Lindsay Gottlieb is one of the most smartest coaches. She's incredibly intelligent, and thinks the game in a way that I don't think anyone else I've ever met does. So
How was that transition like going from the California side to coming to North Carolina and coaching at Wake Forest?
well, I am from the East Coast, even though I went to college on the West Coast. It was awesome. Jen Hoover is still a mentor and a dear friend of mine to this day. So to be a part of her first staff at Wake Forest was an absolute dream come true.
What was that experience like coaching at Wake Forest in the ACC conference?
Fun. I think when you play against the best in one of the best conferences in the nation, you learn so many different styles. I think at that time, the ACC had 16 different teams. I think they might have more now, but at that time they had like 16 teams. And to see the different styles of play from the Midwest to the Northeast to the down South, like it was a very, very cool experience. I'm very blessed to have had that.
While with Wake Forest, what was that like competing against some of those teams like Carolina, Duke, and NC State?
Great. Like you want to play against those. That's why we all do it. We want to be the best of the best. And the ACC definitely gave me that experience.
How was that first opportunity getting to be the Coastal Carolinas head coach?
Oh gosh, it was awesome. I got to be the first Black head coach in Coastal Carolina history. I was there for almost a decade, and it was a wonderful, 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 wonderful opportunity. A program that had been led by Alan LaForce, a legend in his own right. And he retired and passed the torch down. And I learned so much. I grew a lot, and got to turn a program that hadn't been winning into one that was.
What were some of the things that you were able to accomplish as head coach at Coastal Carolina?
Jeez, we have all-time wins, all-time winning record, most conference wins, player of the year, defensive player of the year, all 3 triple doubles in history, several pro players. I don't even keep up. Like I let the SIDs keep up. I just do it because I love it. I let the SIDs keep up with all the other stuff.
After your time as head coach at Coastal, what was it like going to the SEC and going to Ole Miss?
Oh, it was amazing. I enjoyed my time at Ole Miss. You go from the ACC to being a head coach to the SEC to being a head coach. I don't think anything is better than coaching in the SEC.
What was that experience like having that experience of playing teams like Georgia, Alabama, and South Carolina?
South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, LSU, amazing. I liken it to the experience I had when I was at Wake Forest and playing in the ACC. It was incredible. Heck, this is my life work. I love basketball. So anytime I get to coach anywhere, I'm probably going to say it was incredible.
What were some of the things that you took from your time at the ACC and SEC over to becoming a head coach for Texas A&M?
Ah, God, there's so many different things. I think in the ACC, I learned how to be pretty good offensive coach. I think in the SEC, I learned how to be a defensive coach. I think from all of those, you just learn the game and what works for you even more.
Coming to Texas A&M International, what was that feeling like becoming a head coach again?
It was great. I think that I picked a community where I belong. I think when you're in the business, at first you're chasing money, and then you chase the fit, and then you chase purpose. And I think I found the fit and purpose at Texas A&M International.
Coaching at Texas A&M National, what was that feeling like stepping onto that court for the first time?
I was like, I get to do this. We get to win a national title. We get to compete for a national title. I'm excited. I'm blessed. I'm lucky. I'm grateful that God uh, placed me in this situation, and I can't wait to make it do what it do.
How's that process like getting to build the coaching staff and the players around you?
Well, the players that were here are going to stay. Or sorry, the coaches that were here are going to stay. So I inherited two great coaches, Haley Blankenship and Tiara Floyd. We're both on the staff with Nate Vogel. And they loved Tammy U so much that they wanted to stay. And so I'm excited to work with them this season.
Can you talk about, of course, the culture that you've started to build?
Well, we will see. We are still putting together a team. I got hired June 10th. We 3 people on the roster, so we're still building a team. And then, the culture that we are looking for is a defensive-minded culture. When the run and gun, everybody says the cliche stuff, but I can't wait for our players to get out there and show what I'm talking about.
What does a typical game day look like for you as coach?
Ah, oh, I don't have any typical game days. Outside of we have pregame, we have film, and we play the game. Like I don't have superstitions. If that's what you're getting to, I don't have any superstitions that I have to do every game. None. I don't believe in them, and I don't want to believe in them.
Who are some of the teams in your conference that you play against?
Huh?
Teams in your conference that you play against?
Reword that for me one more time.
Who are some of the teams in your conference that you play against?
Oh, like in this conference that we will play against, like Texas Women's, who went to the national championship game. We'll play St. Mary's. We will play Lubbock Christian. We'll get to play. There's going to be 18 teams in this league, so it is going to be extremely, extremely competitive. So I'm excited about that opportunity. And geez. Yeah, Sol Ross, Western New Mexico. There's so many. Like,
what is that feeling going to feel like to play teams like Texas Mary, and
Texas, Tyler? There's UT
and St.
Tyler. Oh God. Well, St. Mary's. I am familiar with the head coach Valerie. Valerie was at Louisiana Lafayette when I was the head coach at Coastal. She was an assistant there. So I'm really proud of her and her journey. So I'm excited to play her. I'm excited to play the entire league. I've not had experience in playing some of these teams, and they are some of the greatest coaches in the nation. And so I'm excited to be able to coach against some of them.
What will that home game atmosphere feel like for you?
I hope it'll be packed. We'll have to ask the city of Laredo that one.
What does that recruitment process look like for those prospective student athletes looking to play?
Oh gosh, that's such a loaded one. AAU high school coaches, a lot of them are connections that I've already had. Of course, you want to go to TABC, you want to go to all of the shoe circuits, recruit kids, but it comes down to relationships. You want to have those relationships with those coaches who have connections with players who will then help you sell your program and your brand.
As a head coach, what do you look at in those prospective student athletes when out on the road recruiting?
Are they tough? Are they skilled? Are they coachable? Can they fit into our system?
As a head coach, what is it like seeing those prospective student athletes put on that uniform for the first time as freshmen?
Oh, they're so cute. They're just the innocence, the not to know what to expect, the lack of feelings that they have for themselves, the confidence, the belief. It's so encouraging, and it's so sad because those 4 years go by so fast, and then they're leaving, and you're just like, oh, damn.
What is that going to feel like to get to see those seniors put on that uniform for the last time for Texas International?
It's always sad. It's always sad because you've probably built a rapport, an energy, a synergy around them. You have created an environment for them. You have, they've been a part of something that you've been building. But then you're happy because they get to go chase their dreams, and they get to go become women, and they get to go on and to the next chapter of their lives. And you know that relationship, although it's transitioning, it won't be the same. But it blossoms into something a little bit more beautiful.
As a head coach, how is it like getting to see those freshmen achieve those big milestones in their career, like first points, versus seeing
Are
their
you
students?
excited? It's just as exciting. You love it all. You love the process. You love it all.
What is it like getting to see those players go on and achieve into their professional career, whether it's going to play professional basketball or getting into coaching?
What is it going to be like or feel like?
Mhm.
It's going to you love to see all your players achieve their dream, whether they play basketball professionally, get into coaching, become a mom, be a doctor, be a shoot, whatever it is that they want to be. It's so much fun. And if they allow you to stay on the path with them, it's even better.
What are some of your future plans for the Texas A&M International program moving forward?
Well, in the immediate future, we want to establish the culture we want to play. It's not that there was a bad culture. It actually was a great culture prior to me coming. I thought Coach Nate did a phenomenal job, and I think he's one of the best coaches in Division II basketball. Um, I want to be able to put my stamp on the program. I want to be able to not only go to an NCAA tournament, but I want to be able to go to a national championship, and I want to win it.
What advice would you give those freshmen entering their first year of college women's basketball?
Don't be afraid. Take it all in. Give it your best. Don't expect to be perfect.
What advice would you give those women out there looking to play professional basketball in the WNBA?
Work, work, and work some more. The grind doesn't stop. Those women in the WNBA are the creme de la creme athletes in the nation. So you want to make sure that you take care of your business.
What advice would you give those players looking to get into coaching after their playing career?
Put together a great resume. Network, network, network. Every game that you play, remember who you are. Make sure that you are representing yourself in the best possible way and make those connections.
What advice would you give those assistant coaches out there looking to get started in becoming coaches?
I would say same thing, network, start an AU team, get involved with the AAU, go to the Final Four, make sure you make connections, reach out like you did, and via email, via telephone, introduce yourself, stop in the practices, familiarize yourself with some of these collegiate practices and games and coaches and network, and hopefully you'll get right in there.
What advice would you give those head coaches looking to build their own program and build their own legacy?
You know more than you think. Follow your intuition. Make the decisions with the greatest and the most purest of intent, and understand these three things. The first one is the best thing a leader can do is make a decision. The second best thing a leader can do is make a wrong decision. The worst possible thing a leader can do is make no decision at all. So you just make them with the best of intentions and know that not everybody's going to love every decision that you make, but just make them with the best of intentions.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you on social media along with the program?
At Coach Jaida, at COACH Jaida, JAIDA, all social media platforms.
Thank you again, Coach Jaida Williams, for your interview and best luck in your future at Texas A&M International.
Thank you. 5 minutes before your cutoff.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Coach Jaida Williams, for your interview and best luck in your future.
Thank you.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.